showcase of Nigeria's backbones. SME Mart will celebrate innovations of small and medium-sized entrepreneurs, the huge role you play in Nigeria's economy. We celebrate the gains, we learn from the losses, we identify the risks, and we explore the Nigerian venture. SME Mart, your radio business hub. Mondays, 11 a.m. on Women Radio 91.7. We play Nigerian
Staying with us right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. This is the program SME Mart right here on Women Radio 91.7. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaisar. And of course, we know that SME Mart comes to you every Mondays at 11:05 a.m. We get to kick off SME Mart. So happy new week and Merry Christmas in advance. Yes, SME Mart is sponsored by Eleganza Industrial City. Now, today we're going into the world of hats, fascinators, berets, turbans, otogeles, and capes in various forms. So headwear can be functional, dramatic, stylish, and practical, and we wear it to make a statement. Of course, now, I'm sure that you must have seen, headwears here and there. Sometimes you see someone, you just wonder, kilo day, like kilo waiting happen, gongo, what's going on? So when you see some of the headgears, you just be saying, we can just go on them. Hey, we make statements. Sometimes we draw attention. There are some hats that we get to wear that elevate our attire. Some get to distinguish us, from different, to distinguish us from to make us different from others. Some do in than just pieces. They are arts, an expression, and in fact a means of communication. So today we're looking at the craft of adorning heads. All right, Millinery, that's what we're looking at today. And let's not forget that SME Mart is sponsored by Eleganza Industrial City. All right, so joining us today to talk about this on SME Mart is Miss Catherine Ngozi Ilona. She's the founder and CEO of Katie Fit Divine Touch. She's a creative millionaire, a hat maker who crafts for a unique headpieces. She also know to learn from her journey of this elegant craft and what it takes to turn a headwear business into this fast-changing economy. So yes, this is SME Mart on Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is dedicated to promoting entrepreneurship, right here on Women Radio. And it's your business hub where we explore business ventures in Nigeria. And it is sponsored by Eleganza Industrial City. All right, so let's head on straight to the conversation. You can be part of it by dialing 07000 917 917. You can also go ahead and dial the number 09155 917. Our toll-free line is 0800 1235 917. You can also go ahead and listen from any part of the world by logging on to www.wfm917.com. SME Mart, like I said, is sponsored by Industrial City. So let's go ahead and speak with Catherine this morning. Hi, Catherine. How are you? How's the weekend? Hello. Hi, Catherine. Can you hear me?
Hi. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, the hand better. I wanted to say, please try to speak up. Let's hear you. Well, yes, we can hear you now loud and clear. How are you? And compliments of the season to you.
I'm good, and I wish you the same. I hope your area is cool. Compliments of the seasons from me here.
Compliments of the season to you. So, Catherine, let's head on. Let's get to hear from you as regards to this particular craft, because this is something that, whether we like it or not, is gaining, momentum and all of that. So let's get to hear from you, Catherine. So as regards to this particular craft, Catherine, let us know.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
I
with
can
you.
hear you. I'm just wondering, do I have to put my video on? Or not necessary?
Absolutely. Yes, please. Yes. Good.
Okay.
If you're in a environment, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, great. I see your heart now. Okay. All right, we're happy to see you.
I'm glad to be here as
Okay,
well.
great. So
Yeah.
great. So we can just go ahead. We're live on YouTube. You can go ahead and see Catherine's head there right now. And then let us know your thoughts on this. Okay, and drop your comment and share the link. Definitely love to hear from you. Okay, so let's get to hear from Catherine. Crafts like heart absolutely passion driven and not accidental. But I just have to go ahead and ask, how did you start this journey, journey? Inspired you to go into this and to start the business selling headwear pieces?
Okay. The journey actually started when, not well, the dream, let me put it that way, started when I was much younger. And then I just noticed that, on Sundays, we either go late to church or we go late with some
Mm,
kind of little misunderstandings here and there between my mom and my dad, because my mom could not tie her hair. She couldn't tie gele. She could not just, figure it out. So in the process of trying to do something that will look nice, it always, eats into the time that you are supposed to prepare to go to church. So that was a challenge then. And because of that, I felt this is a need that needs to be looked into to help people who will fall into that same category, who have challenges fixing or figuring out their headwear. So, at that time, I could just pick some pieces of clothes in the house and make things. And of course, you will be sure that they are not good enough. But then I would just say that that is where the dream or the passion for headwear started from. So that was where the inspiration came from,
okay.
that there could be people who are, in that category of not being able to figure out their headwear, and I could be of help. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So for you, you were just solving that issue, which has probably helped to solve a lot of other family issues,
Yes.
when it
Yes.
comes to getting ready on time.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, great. That's why we always say sometimes look for a need, look for a need to fill, so that you would definitely make your business grow. All right. So, well, that's the voice of Catherine, and you can see us live on YouTube. Please go ahead and watch us live on YouTube, and we would love to hear from you this morning. And if you're just joining us, this is the program SME Mart, which is sponsored by Eleganza Industrial City. Now, our guest today is Ms. Catherine Ngozi Ilona. She's the founder and CEO of Kitty Fit's Divine Touch. She's a creative millennial, a hat maker who crafts beautiful and unique headpieces. All right. So now for something that looks so delicate, is it often lightweighted? There is it often lightweighted? And there's no doubt that some when you look at some, they look so technical and they look so so hard to construct from the outside though. How does designing a hat go beyond just making it fine? So how does that go? How long
Sorry,
does it
the
take you to
question
design
again.
a hat, and how hard could it be, or maybe it's simple? Yeah. Did you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I got it now. Yes, I did. I heard you. So for how long it takes, it all depends on the design that you are looking at.
Okay, so please go ahead.
Yes, it depends on maybe how simple the design is, how simple the style is, or how complicated it
Mm,
is. So there are some designs that you could sit down and make maybe two or three of them in a day, while there are some other designs that it will take you days before you complete it because of the process that is involved. So there's really no static time that you can say, okay, this is the number of hours you can sit to make a hat, if you are generalizing. But then looking at the how much work or how complicated the design is, then there is always difference in the time you spend designing a headwear. Yeah, because if we say hat, now hat
mm,
is just one part of headwear. Fascinator is another type.
mm.
Scaffinator is another type. Auto gele, turban, so it's just
All of them.
um, it depends on which design you are working on. That will
Hmm.
determine the time you are spending on it and how much thinking you will do for that particular design.
Okay. Oh wow. All right. So it depends on which one you want to do. Yeah,
Yes,
and maybe the kind
yes,
of design that the customer wants. Hmm.
once
Okay, so that would
exactly.
determine how long it takes
How
to
much
make
time
one
you
and how
spend?
much
Yes,
work you put into it.
exactly.
Okay.
And then the cost also, because the various materials
Mm-hmm.
you use are not the same price. So the price for
Mm-hmm.
each headwear will be determined by so many factors.
Okay, great. All right. So now you talked about determine the price, the kind of hats or fascinator or whichever one the customer wants. The prices vary. So considering how creative this or the creativity this draws from you, how does one price the hat making? Even one wants to look at is the different types of headgears. How does one price do pricing, and is it really profitable in Nigeria as a whole as of today? Because we know that there are some people that yes, it could be profitable for them because that's what they use majorly in their religious gatherings. They're outside the religious bodies. Do we have people who actually use this? And how profitable is this?
Okay. I would say it is profitable, and what makes it a lot more profitable is if you are able to get your materials in bulk. But then if you don't have enough
Hmm.
money to buy in bulk, it could be a challenge, because buying maybe singly, maybe going to buy 1 yard and then looking at the transportation cost and every other thing, all the other materials that will be involved in creating that headwear. When you put it together, it may be more expensive than when you are buying in bulk. So it's actually profitable if you are able to buy your materials in bulk. And coming to look
Hmm.
at whether people buy it or not, yes, people do buy headwears because a lot of people love using headwears. There, like you said, there are some religions that encourages women covering their head, you know. And some other times, apart from religious aspects, now you see people going for events. For instance, maybe somebody is having a wedding, and then you have the ashwebi girls or what have you, and then they decide to say, okay, this
Hmm.
particular wedding, we want to use a certain design of headwear for this wedding. So apart from looking at it from the religious angle, social angle as well,
Yeah.
it is something that people actually go for. You see people at event and you can't help it, but you just turn and turn again to just admire what you see, because it is beautifully crafted. So it's not just about religion, but the social aspect of life. People actually use headwears. Yes.
Okay. All right, great, great. That means it's definitely lucrative, especially as there are different styles right now. That these headwears would not look like the average turban that some others can see and say, no, it's not me and this thing. I no go, no be me, I no go here because there are some that you see, and some people just say, no, it's not me. I would rather do something else than to wear this. So yeah, it's good to know that there are different ways to do this that meets or that matches a person's style, so you don't have to do it one way. All right. While we're trying to wrap up on this, what has been your biggest challenge, running this business?
One of the biggest challenge running this business is getting clients. Like,
Hmm.
it's not very easy to get clients, and it's not also very easy to convince you. Just like you said now, that somebody will say, no, 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 I'm not into this. But then it is left for you as the designer to find a way to encourage people to use what you make. And one of the major ways to encourage them is also to be a promoter of what you do, because you cannot encourage me to eat jollof rice when you actually don't eat it, but you are trying to encourage me
Hmm.
to eat jollof rice. For me to get convinced to eat jollof rice, probably I'll first want to taste the one that you have made that we convince you. Let me give you an example. One of my children does not eat fried rice except I make that fried rice. And she will
Hmm.
tell me, I mean, he will tell me, "Mommy, you know the fried rice they have outside. It's just put color." But if you make fried rice, we'll find green peas inside it. We'll find liver chops. We find carrot. We find all sorts of things that will encourage you to eat the fried rice. So if you want people to buy from you, it's expected that you should also be the promoter of what you are doing. You should let people see that thing on you very often. And you can be very sure that as people are seeing it, they might not say anything to you, but they are watching, they are noticing
You're
it.
watching.
So the
Yeah.
day somebody who has seen you wear this will ask, you'll be shocked. I recently got somebody who asked me to make headwear for her. We are always in conversation, but I remember the last time we had conversation was like 3 years ago. All of a sudden this year she chatted me and said, um, do you have this design? I have somebody
Yeah.
coming from my country that can help me to bring it. And that was where the whole conversation started for me to make headway for her. And I made like 4 or 5 pieces for her, and then the person took
Hmm.
it along with her. So you can imagine how long this person has been admiring what I do. And for me, it seemed as if nothing was going to come out of that conversation. But years later, she reached out. So one way to market what you have is to make sure that you also showcase it either on yourself or your children. You can also do and gift, because sometimes gifting can also, lead to sales for you directly or indirectly. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. Of course, that's true. Sometimes you need to give something to get what you want. So, and it's an exchange of that's what money is about. So in order to get more clients that will give you more money, you need to go an extra mile and be willing to be, very open and just be you need to position yourself better. Sometimes a strategy, for all of these things. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Catherine, for that. Now, let's get to hear from you. For somebody who is listening right now and wants to start that, what should they focus on first? How should they go about it? And then secondly, you give us your details, how you can be reached.
Okay. For anyone who wants to start whatever business venture it is, the willingness and the flair for that thing should be the very first thing. You must love what you want to do. Because if you love what you are planning to go into, somebody can wake you up in the night and you will stand up willingly without any form of anger. Something that when they tap you, you are ready to respond to whatever it is. So that willingness and interest should be the very first thing. Is this something
Hmm.
you want to do? If the interest is not there, because sometimes you see people, a lot of people are making it in this field, and then you admire them. But what kept them and brought them to that position they are presently is the passion they have for what they are doing, their willingness to dedicate their time and their resources to it, because you have to dedicate time to learning. Because it's when you keep learning, you update yourself, you don't stay stagnant, you remain relevant in the eyes of those who are interested in what you are doing. So that passion and willingness to learn and upgrade yourself should be very, very important. And once those
Hmm.
ones are in place, then you don't have to look for where to get 10 million naira loan to start. You could start with, let me say, 2,000 naira. If that's what you have, start with that. Make something, wear it, and let people see it. Start with what you have. You don't have to
You have.
break the bank before you start.
Hmm.
Start small.
Okay.
And from that small, you keep scaling and growing and improving yourself. And you'll be shocked at the results you will get when you start small.
Hmm.
If you're waiting for when you have all the money in the world to start, it means that you are never going to start. You're never, never,
Yes.
never going to start. So start small from wherever you are. Even when you start, you don't necessarily have to look for a big shop or a big store
Hmm.
to display your goods. You can start from the comfort of your room. Students can start this business even in their hostel, because there are some designs you can make without necessarily using big equipment or maybe sewing machine. There are some you could do with just your hand. And when you start that way, whatever comes out of those little things you are doing, if you are proactive enough, you save up and begin to get your equipment gradually, gradually. At least if you have a pair of scissors, you buy some
Mm.
threads, you buy maybe 1 yard of material, and you already know that this is the design I want. You can start from there. You have your thread
Yeah.
and needle, matching color. You start from there. So start
Start
small.
from there.
Start from
Okay.
there.
Okay. All right. So let's get your details. How can you be reached?
Okay. My contact is 070
Mm-hmm.
3898 4981. Can I
Go.
come
Just
to?
take that again.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. In case anybody is listening from outside Nigeria, it's +234 70 3898 4981.
Okay. Social media pages. So if there's any of that,
Yeah,
let's get
my
here.
my Facebook is Catherine Ilona. That's my Facebook page. And then Kitty Fit Crafts is my Instagram handle.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. By the way, this one, how does one differentiate between the different headgears? I know Otogele. Which one is fascinator? Which one is the other? I know turban. I
I
know
wish there's
fast.
a
I
way.
know.
I wish there's a way I could maybe display some
Yeah.
of those designs. But turban is is made from fabrics, and then you
Yeah.
like what I'm wearing now is partly
Mm-hmm.
turban. Well, I will call it turbanator because it's a combination of what you see on fascinator and the turban
Hmm.
itself. This is a turban,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then yes, embellished with what, because this can actually be a particular design of headwear on its
On its
own,
own.
but I used it to embellish the turban.
The
While
turban.
fascinator is, maybe something like this on its own.
Hmm.
Then you have hats that are made from different materials. You have my hats that are made from either ciname or straw or abaca silk or silk abaca
Oh
rather,
wow.
whichever way. Yeah. So there are different
Yeah.
types and different names. There are some you
Hmm.
make with Alice band attached to it. Those can also go for fascinator. So we have different designs of headwears. And then autogale, of course, is either made from normal fabrics like brocade or damask. You can also make
Hmm.
autogele from ashoke.
Ashoke.
So
Yes. Yes.
yes,
That's that one we
so
know.
there are different types made from different materials.
Hmm.
It's broad,
Okay.
very, very broad. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Catherine, for being a part of our program. And we wish you all the best in your business. And we hope that a lot of people know that you just need to search for a need, that you need to fill. And you can just use that to start up something. No matter how small it is, like you've said, you can start from anywhere. You don't need to, spend lots of money looking for shop, looking for this. It's just to buy the material, start and find a way to display it. And thank God for social media. All right, thank you very much, Catherine. Have a great
Pleasure
festive
being on the
period
show
ahead.
today.
Yes. Do also have a great day then.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So that's it for us on SME Mart this morning. You just heard from our guest, Catherine, who came on to talk to us about the craft of adorning heads. Millinery. She talked about different kinds of headgears, their pricing, how you can start, and some of the challenges she has faced, and what you can actually focus on if you want to start this business. So yes, a very big thank you to each and every one of you who tuned in to listen to SME Mart. Please feel free to engage Catherine Ngozi on Facebook as Catherine Ilona, and on Instagram, she said that you can get in touch with her with Cathy Fits, or rather at Cathy Fits Divine, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I mean, you can definitely get in touch with her. So that's it for us right here to showcase your goods, product, and services. Send us an email at info@wfm91.7.com. 917.com. Info@wfm917.com. Special thanks to our guest today and for you for tuning in, and to the producer of the program, Miriam Kolawole, and to our executive producer, Tomo Kiole Shunaya. My name is Rose Yusuf. Okay, so do well to stay tuned. At 12, we'll have the news at 12. Good morning.